was that you in the gorilla suit last night?
Well, let me clarify that. The reason why I bought the costume was because my good friend's grandson had complained about children in his class identifying as cats, wearing tails, whiskers, ears, and he got suspended twice. He's learning disabled. Previously complained about girl going into the boys' room when he was there. Suspended again. It's impacted him, bothered me, and I got some background on a meeting with the superintendent saying, oh no one identifies as a cat because the parents didn't sign a form saying they were a cat. But some tried to say, well, it's still distractive because my son's got ADD. And then the superintendent, they wanted him to sign, the 13-year-old kid, sign a form saying what happened with the cats without the father being there. So all I wanted to do was walk in with that to get a reaction, to show the school board that they could be disruptive. Did I know that the superintendent was a black woman? I had no idea. As soon as I heard about this, I emailed her, I called there, I never heard anything back. So when I went there, I had the mask, the feet, the paws, whatever you call them, in my coat. I wanted to be respectful, wait till the parents were done talking, and all of a sudden it got out of hand, and it was the same type of thing, talking about the books, inappropriate books, which I agree with. They were inappropriate for 5 to 12-year-olds. It's like sex education should be left to the parents. After the woman who the month before discussed it, we turned around, went on social media, got a large group of people to sign a petition and show up, because the problem is not enough people show up for school board meetings or the vote, so you got a minority group of people that are controlling everything. I never got the opportunity to make my grand entrance. Afterwards, I wanted to show them the costume that I bought, so I put it on, I went up, I hugged my friend's wife, who I've known most of my life, went back and I took it off. That was it. But then the board came back, took all their stuff and ran. It was over and people started talking. I was one of them. There was a woman that clearly had either a gay, bisexual child or transgender that spoke about wanting to have this stuff there to benefit them. Then there was the other side. And I got up and I said, you know, you're both right, you're both entitled to have your opinion, but when it comes down to the school, the parents should have the choice. And I also wore a MAGA hat, which I wear everywhere. Following that, now I'm hearing I'm a racist, I'm a homophobe, and I'm a Nazi. Well, anyone that knows me knows I'm not a racist. Those that know me know I'm an openly gay man. Lastly, my mother's side of this family is Jewish. I'm not a Nazi, but it's a common misdemeanor and attack when a white person wears a MAGA hat that there are all these names, name calling, which is wrong. You know, I'm not afraid of who I am who I am. Bottom line is, I care about the kids. That's the only thing that matters. It's not about me. I've had threats to my business, reputation, name calling, online. I don't care. Say whatever you want about me. The only thing I care is that more people know what's going on in that school system, because it is not the same Penfield High School I went to. Ironically, they took the chief's name off because it was offensive. Now they're attacking people whose last name is Feathers. A little ironic. Makes me mad. And you know what? Some people are going to remain quiet. All I want to do is increase the awareness. Last night, there's probably more people there. I heard they've never had the attendance that they had. I'm going to, regardless, someone called, block number, saying I'm going to be sued. It's First Amendment right. You know, I wasn't picking on anybody there, but I did want to get a message across, and I'm not going away. Say what you want about me. I can't be fired. I worry about my employees, But bottom line is, I have zero regrets. Other than I would have picked out a different costume, you know.
Gotcha. You mentioned before that there was a cat costume in there. I believe you mentioned it was two.
In the classroom. Oh, at the
At the store.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes.
I went to Arlene's costume, and do you have a cat? And he showed me, and it was all feminine. It was pink. I'm not going to walk in with that, and I wanted something that would get a reaction. Clearly, by you and I meeting, too bad you already have an investment advisor. I can't recruit you, but as a client, bottom line is, it did what it intended to happen. So bottom line is, all the people that have emailed, called in, I respond to all of them. I do not leave my office every single day till I contact anyone that's reached out to me, regarding business or anything else. I have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. I've never been sued in 38 years. You want to start? Bring it on.
I guess in response to all these accusations of you being a racist, again, what would you want to say to them?
You're wrong.
That's it.
I'm not going to have to sit here anyplace else and defend my own reputation. I'm in here. Most people don't last 38 years in this business. Most people don't buy their own building and stay here and make a stand in Western New York. I love Western New York. I care about Penfield. That's where I came from. I don't want the next generation after us to have a tainted upbringing and a wrong education. I think they're doing more harm by putting those books on the shelves than they're doing good. They're harming their children, those that are going to those schools, by not telling them. And the process we were told was insulting. Why didn't they tell the woman, Jen, I believe her name was, the month before to fill out the form? Everybody would have filled out the form. What is it? Some Friday when we launched the petition, and now it's Wednesday. There's a few hundred names that people already signed on. So you don't sit and tell a group of residents, now granted I live in Webster right now, but you don't tell people it's their meeting, being the school board. That lit the match, I think, to a lot of the parents there, saying, hey, she's making $250,000 a year with a lot of perks, and she's talking down condescendingly. I don't care what your race is, what your orientation is, obviously, but I do care that you do your job and you respect the people that are paying you to do so. And to be condescending to them, out and out lying, it's not right. It goes against their own code of conduct. Read the Penfield Code of Conduct there. No child should wear clothing that's disruptive to other people's education. That's it.
In response to the Board of Education leaving early last night, just what were your guys' thoughts last night when you saw them leaving?
I was a little upset because I came there to hear my friends speak, which, by the way, until we started the petition, none of them were able to talk. It wasn't until we talked to a few lawyers and say, wait a minute, it's a First Amendment right. Just like, hey, even if I was a racist and said something, you can't sue me for it. I'm not. And the reason why I'm talking to you is because I want to get the message out, and I appreciate you coming down here. Bottom line is, I was insulted by that, angered by that, because you don't walk away. Now, when I went home, I thought that was the absolute best thing they could have done to further our cause, is harm them more than they even know. Immature reaction, and that's a dictatorship. You don't listen to your people.
Gotcha. Now, the school board late last night, how you can get a book off their shelves, get learning material removed. Do you know of anyone from your group, from Power Correct, who has started at least that process?
Oh, I haven't had enough time to even talk to them. I run a business here, and I manage a lot of money, and that's got to come first. But in my spare time, you hear my phone beeping. A lot of those are contacts there. I am sure they will. If we could get from putting a couple of Facebook posts out there, hundreds of people signing a petition, they're going to be doing it there. The parents were unaware until a 5-year-old brought back a book with naked people on it. That's wrong. I don't care who you are. You don't do that. You gotta wait till kids are a little bit older to start exposing them for that. Looks like grooming to me, and that's not right. Not right.
Gotcha.
And they're gonna have to fall on their own sword. I'm hoping that they learned from this experience and adapt to accepting parents, and pretty significant the number of people that showed up. I was told there's never been that many people. Another thing I want to point out to you, they fled, right? They called the police on their own people. That was ridiculous. And how could she say the superintendent wasn't even there? I wanted just to do one thing, let the entire audience know that when you walk into a group and you're dressed in a costume, you're going to get attention. It's going to be distracted. If you got ADD, it's going to impact your education. And to penalize the kid, my friend, I don't even mention his name, that's not fair to him. Not fair to him. You know, you got to build confidence in kids these days, more than ever, because all parents are working now, 2 parents working. They're not home like when I was growing up there. And to turn around, and what is their solution? Move them to another class, right? But then they put the 2 cats in a class that he was in. But already you're starting out with a negative. You're making him feel like he's the bad guy. That's not right.
Gotcha. I just want to double check that this is the same book that we're talking about here. It
I
is,
haven't-
it's the Rainbow Parade, right?
Right.
I believe this is the one page
Correct.
that everyone's had an issue
Correct.
with. Specifically, that little illustration right there.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
one?
there's one, and then there's one with guys
the,
in harnesses
yeah,
and
that one
stuff
right
like
there,
that.
right?
Right. I haven't read the book. My mission was not going there about that book. Now I'm a book burner. Okay. No. When I heard that and saw that, though, that just throws some more kerosene on the fire. That's not right. I knew how she had been treated before, but did I see those pictures before the book? I don't recall seeing it, but I'm telling you, that's not right for a 5-year-old kid. Period. Point blank. Period. The end.
All right, gotcha. Okay.